Zach here from Gravel Bike California at my soundstage in London, England, ready to give you a preview of California's fall and winter schedule. If you're like me, you probably haven't done an event in a while because there's not too many in the summer, because yes, it's too hot, or if you're like me, you're waiting for your Tour de France invite. The fall schedule really ramps up quickly, so if you're not on top of it, kind of like me, sometimes you miss it all. So I'm here to help prep you and get ready, and let's go gravel. The only event in August is a Tour de Big Bear, which has a number of rides, but has a couple for gravelers, the Dirty Cub, which is about 25, and the Dirty Bear, 47. Why August? Well, when you're up in Big Bear, you're going to be traveling about 7,000 feet or above, so temps will definitely be a lot cooler. It's a gorgeous area to ride, especially this time of the year, and the Holcomb Valley is definitely not to be missed. So that's a good way to get started off. Moving all the way to September is the inaugural Lassen Gravel Adventure. This is out of Susanville and goes across Biz Johnson Trail, which has been on my bucket list as one of these rails to trails conversions. Now it offers three distances of 94, 63, and 40, but not a lot of elevation gain on each of those courses. Even the longest only has about 4,000 feet of gain. I'll also be there hoping to cover the long one, so let's roll. The following week has a slew of rides, and if you're not celebrating Rosh Hashanah, you should be at one of them. To start off, Mammoth Tough comes back for its second year, and it is by far one of my favorite events ever. First of all, the Eastern Sierra is just a gorgeous place to ride, and this is at the perfect time of the year. The scale of the Owens Valley is like nothing you'll see in the United States, with these 14,000 foot peaks abound. Once again, they're offering their tougher and toughest rides at 40, 75, and 105 miles. But even though there isn't too much elevation gain, you'll be starting at 9,000 feet, so you'll definitely feel it. Secondly, it is a fun weekend, starting with the shakeout ride on Friday and then the massive giveaway they have on Sunday. Mammoth is just such a perfect area to ride in the summer. Too bad it's known as a ski place, but I think biking is coming up quite a bit. Also on the 16th will be the Tehachapi Brew Fondo, put together by the Tehachapi Mountain Trails Association. There are three courses, with the longest being 48 miles, and maybe about a quarter of it is gravel. This is run concurrently with the Brews on the Mountain Wine and Beer Festival, and your entry will get you a discount in, but at the same time, the Brew Fondo itself has a low fee, so it more than offsets itself. Now shifting to a new date on the calendar, the Eroica California starts out at Cambria with the Nova Eroica on Saturday and the Vintage Ride on Sunday. I did the event last year, and information on the website, not the easiest to access, but the longest ride is about 96 miles. The gravel roads are in excellent shape, and you'll be happy you put 32s on. Also of note, it's not the typical nutrition you'd get at most fondos, but at the same time, there should be wine. To round out that Saturday, the Adventure Revival is back, starting out of San Geronimo, which is not too far from our last send it out of Fairfax. Proceeds from this event goes to benefit the Marin County Bicycle Coalition and NorCal Cycling League. So yeah, this will be riding for a great cause. There's three different distances, but the top two takes you up to Bolinas Ridge. The riding itself is going to be a little gnarly, but you could also participate in the scavenger hunt, take photos, and win more prizes. To round out the month, the LA Tourist Race is back, this time with their first Trans San Gabriel. Normally you have to make up your own course with the checkpoints, but this time it'll be set for you. I smell another video. Starting off the first weekend of October, there's a slew of events, and they're all great ones, so you better be at one of them. I'll be at the Grizzly Century and Gravel Ride, hosted by the Fresno Cycling Club, who put on the Everyone Loves Raymond earlier this year, which was one of my favorites. The ride starts out of North Fork by Bass Lake, which is just under Yosemite, and obviously the landscape around will be of that ilk. There are two distances of 57 and 36 miles, but on the long one, the first half is all climbing pretty much on dirt, but at only 4%, so man, can't wait for that second half. Also that Saturday, the Dirty Saint is back out of Paso Robles, put on by the Ride California crew, which I earlier this year also did their Peregrine Grande out of Carrizo Plain, and another favorite ride, lucky me. What I loved about that was it wasn't a race, it was more like an experience, and I know that's something that Jesse and his crew are going to want to replicate. There's going to be two distances at 85 and 55 miles, where once again, 32s will be the right choice. And fortunately, the ride ends where it starts, at a Barrel House Brewing Company, and of course there'll be food and drinks waiting for you afterwards, whether you're clean or dirty. Again on that Saturday, one of the most unique events you'll ever find is the USAL Hopper, hosted by the Grasshopper Adventure Series. This is a special opportunity to ride in the Lost Coast, thanks to permission from the Redwood Forest Foundation, that also includes 2 nights of camping. I've ridden in this area before and made the mistake doing it in the summer when the fog levels are low, but fall, definitely the right time to go, and yeah, I need to come back and do this. There's a little bit of revenge factor in me. There are 3 distances, but I suggest the 45 miler in the Mediano, which gives you a little view of everything, or the 65 if you just really want to race. Lastly, the Heart of Gold might be the most appropriately named event, starting off in Nevada City in the heart of gold country. There are 2 distances, both are pretty climb heavy, with the long being 68 miles and 9,000 feet of gain. This course also takes you through the Malakoff-Diggins Historic State Park, where hydraulic mining totally changed the shape of the gold rush. Some of the proceeds also go to youth mental wellness in Nevada County, so you'll be riding and contributing at the same time. 2 weeks later, on October 21st, the Hammer Road Rally is back, put together by Bike Monkey, starting up in Shaver Lake, which is about an hour above Fresno. I've ridden this area before, including last summer just east of Dinky Creek, and let me tell you, this is one of my favorite gravel areas to ride in. There are 3 distances of 85, 53, and 28 miles, with the shortest being all road. But the long one has a 15-mile gravel climb up to Kaiser Pass, which takes you above 9,000 feet. If that isn't enough, there's also a Sunday ride with a vegan cyclist who, yeah, will take you on some pavement and, nice way to recover. To round out October, on the 28th, the Bovine Classic is back out of Atascadero, and yes, I cannot get enough of San Luis Obispo County gravel. There are 4 different courses to choose from, with 2 of them heading east out to Creston past the Long Branch Saloon. There's a number of time segments as well as divisions if you're coming to race, and activities throughout the whole weekend, so yeah, you can make it a long trip and really enjoy it all. Moving into November, replacing the previous Gravel Bulldogs, on the 5th is Gravel Angeles, which is the only event of Santa Monica Mountains. Rolling out of one of the best cycling hubs in Los Angeles in Peddler's Fork out of Calabasas, you'll know that the fooding and feasting will be top notch. The routing is still being worked out, but with such a variety of terrain, views, and weather conditions, yeah, there's something for everyone. Also of note, while not gravel, a couple days before in nearby Newbury Park is a Mike Nosko Memorial Ride, so yeah, you could pair this into a very nice cycling weekend. Moving to November 11th, which is our final weekend of gravel events, is the Mob Shops Gravel Mob, which, thanks to their stick-to-itiveness, got postponed from the spring thanks to heavy rains in the Los Padres National Forest. There are 2 distances, with the shortest having Sulphur Mountain as its main climb, while the longer just decides to throw in Scissor Mountain, which is one of the toughest gravel climbs you'll find anywhere. You'll find some of the descending being bumpy too, so go as wide as possible. But the descent down the Highway 33 is silky smooth fun, and yeah, the joy will continue afterwards because they have a pretty good raffle and post-ride activities as well. Also just added to our calendar is a new event called Hard out of Warner Springs. Now, I think we're all just still learning about this event, but it takes place near Palomar Mountain, so yeah, expect a pretty robust ride. Lastly, Gravelstoke is bringing back their Dirt Church series, which takes place the second Sunday of every month, all the way through November. These are self-supported rides out of San Diego, and while the route changes every time, oh, I'm sure you'll be happy with the hangouts they pick after. Bottom line, there's a great variety of events the rest of the year, and you can always check our calendar page as we update it frequently. So please hit the subscribe button or support us on Patreon. Now, before I end with the final scene of Ferris Bueller's Day Off, what you must do now is just sign up for one of them. Because yeah, you don't want to miss out, so do it now. You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go!